Bear with me while we go over the front squat because it's one of the longer videos that you'll see on this page. There's a lot that goes into this exercise. Okay, so to start with, we want to make sure that we have the rack set up correctly. So I want the J hooks, this is what the barbell rest and the J hooks to be set up at about shoulder or collarbone height. So this would be good for me right here. See the bar is right across my shoulders here. The safety arms, we always want to have these on just in case. Always want safety first, okay? To set these up, we want it to be between our knee or hip height, but pretty much just so that way, if anything happens at the bottom of our squat here, these are here to kind of help out, okay? So, getting started with the front squat, I'm going to demonstrate facing out of the rack, but you will always squat facing into the rack for safety purposes, okay? So, I'll go ahead and start on this side of the bar. First things first, we want to find our grip width, okay? So this is the smooth part of the bar right here, and then there's a rough part of the bar called the knurling. I want to put my thumb where the smooth meets the knurling right here, okay? This is always a good place to start, and you can always adjust your hands accordingly as it feels, okay? So, thumbs go right on the knurling. From here, I want to place my collarbone on the bar, okay? So this bar is right over top of my collarbone is right here. The bar is resting right over top of it. Then I want to roll my elbows underneath the bar, so that way this bar is going to be resting on my shoulders right here, okay? It might feel like the bar is choking you a little bit. That's okay, you'll get used to it after a while, okay? So, elbows roll underneath the bar here. Now for the hand grip, we want to make sure that we're not death gripping the bar right here, okay? So if I death grip the bar, my elbows can't go through very far right here, okay? We want a nice light grip on the bar so that way I can roll my elbows through, so that way my arms are parallel to the floor right here like this, okay? In order to do that, again, we need to open our hands up so that way my hands are loose around the bar. I'm not death gripping again, so loose grip. If I'm not very mobile, I can take a few fingers off the bar. So now I have my pinky off of the bar, my thumb is off the bar and around the bar. And if I'm still not very flexible, I can go down to as little as 2 fingers right here, okay? So what that's going to look like up close. If I go ahead and I have the bar racked right here, my 2 fingers are pinned down by the bar, and then my other fingers are right here, and my thumb is around the bar over here, okay? So like this, and the more mobile you are, the more fingers you can have on the bar. So like this. If I'm not mobile, 1 pinky off, next finger off, and then we're good to go, okay? So, back to the bar. I have my grip, collarbone on the bar, roll the elbows through, unrack the bar, and take a step out. I want to place my feet like I would for a bodyweight or goblet squat, so about shoulder width apart, toes pointing slightly out. Then everything else is exactly the same for a squat. Push my hips back, keep my chest up, and then stand right back up, okay? So the important part is that we don't want this bar to fall off of our chest. So again, if I were to take my hands off of the bar, this bar is resting on my shoulders, it's not going to go anywhere, okay? So I can still do a front squat right here. That bar is not going to go anywhere, okay? So, again, we want to make sure this bar isn't going to, let's just clear the safety pins right here. We want to keep the elbows up as high as possible. When I stand up in this squat, I don't want my elbows to drop right here, okay, because that's going to pull my chest down. So elbows stay up nice and tall, stand up like a normal squat, and we're good to go. When you go to squat, again, you will be facing into the rack, so it'll look a little bit more like this. Unrack the bar. I'll go ahead and do my squat. Stand up. When I go to rack the bar, I want to take a step in and put both sides in at the same time, okay? So we don't want to aim one side and then the other, because most of the time we're always going to miss, okay? Sounds good?